here we are, ClickZ Live, and I'm joined by Randi Zuckerberg. Randi, firstly, thank you very much for joining us today. Here we are, our big launch event, ClickZ Live New York. How has the show been so far for you?
Well, congratulations on the launch of the event. The energy seems great here. Lots of people, all really excited to learn about the latest trends in tech.
You just did a keynote for us. Can you just give us an overview of what that keynote was about?
Sure. I talked a lot about my own personal experience in tech, my journey with entrepreneurship, and I talked through some of the trends that I'm most excited about in tech and social marketing right now.
Okay, I did catch, the beginning bit of your keynote, you were talking a little bit about your career and where you started and how you got to where you are today. Obviously, you joined your brother in Facebook. What were your career goals and ambitions before joining Facebook, and how have they differed, or how have they changed today since being there, obviously?
Well, I was very passionate about new ways of marketing, and I never even knew that being an entrepreneur was a career goal that was an option. I went to college, I figured, the logical next step, you join a big company, you go from there, and Facebook really opened up my eyes to this whole world of entrepreneurship that existed out in California and now really all around the world, and the opportunities that tech provides. So it was really exciting. It took my career in a very different, new direction, and it provided me with so many opportunities and a great launch pad.
Okay, and you spoke about trends that are shaping consumers' lives now. Can you give me 3 of the biggest trends that you think are shaping?
Sure. Well, gosh, there's so many. I had 10 trends in my deck.
You did.
But 3,
very
I think.
Funny ones as well.
Thank you. I love the maker movement that's arising. I think it's easier than ever for any of us to be inventors or creators, especially with the rise of the 3D printing industry that's poised to be a multi-billion-dollar industry, something that businesses really have to think about because customers are demanding more customization of products more and more. I think also there's a lot of talk about wearable devices, the Internet of Everything. Is everything in our lives going to be tracking data from our health to our homes to everything that we're wearing on our body is going to be another trend that we're seeing. And then I also just talked about kind of visual mediums like Pinterest and Instagram and how we should be using more of those for commerce and for other purposes.
Okay, and how do you think marketers should be preparing with all these trends?
I think, obviously we're all strapped for resources. You can't be doubling down on every single one of these trends. But I think, to focus on 1 or 2 of the emerging trends and really think, how can you be ahead of the game on those? How can you be providing more than your competitors and doing a great service for your clients is going to be really a game changer for anyone.
Okay, and what about some of the positives and negatives? Obviously we're in a massive socially connected world right now, emerging technology all the time. Can you give me some positives and negatives?
Sure. Well, I just wrote a book, Complicated, that talks about this very issue because tech has provided so many incredible opportunities for our lives, but at the same time, it's introduced a lot of new challenges. So I talked about wearable tech like Google Glass, a lot of my keynote. On one hand, it unlocks so much really interesting content that you can have. We had models wearing Google Glass on the runway for Fashion Week, all kinds of things. But yeah, on the other hand, if you go into a restaurant and you see someone across the way wearing Google Glass, do you necessarily want to be in a photo or a video just because someone else has a wearable camera on their face? I think it has all of these interesting new complications in society. So I always like to think about that. I think with every technology, we can't get so enthralled with the, oh my God, coolness moment of it that we forget about the social repercussions it can have too.
Okay. And if you were to give a prediction for 2015, what would that be?
Well, gosh, it's really hard. If I had a crystal ball, I would be doing probably a lot more investing than I'm doing. But again, I think 3D printing is going to be really huge. I think we're starting to see 3D printing organs, homes, weapons, all sorts of things that are, both have really interesting positive and negative ramifications in our society. And I think it's, again, poised to be a multi-billion-billion-dollar industry.
Okay, and lastly, here we are, Times Square, Broadway. You are
currently singing in Rock of Ages, is that correct?
I am. I'm doing a 3.5-week run in Rock of Ages on Broadway. They're celebrating the 5th anniversary of the show. They're celebrating their fans. So they invited me to be kind of the social media guest star in the show for a few weeks. Luckily, I have a background in singing and performing.
What's your favorite song?
Well, I get to sing "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" by Pat Benatar in the show.
Do you want to give us a little?
Which is, you know what? I will wait for the Broadway stage to do it. But it's really exciting. I'm going to be in the show through April 6th in New York City, and it's a dream come true to sing on Broadway.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.